Hello, and welcome to the Finding the Unicorn in You podcast. What a beautiful day to inspire lives. My name is Dr. Jaime G, Raygoza, your host, and I'm so excited to have you here. Let's get ready to meet some fantastic unicorns and learn how to unleash the inner unicorn in you. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to the episode of Finding the Unicorn in You. My name is Dr. Jaime Raygoza, and welcome to the new year. This 2024. I'm super excited to be back here. This is actually episode 1 of season 3. Like I said literally last week, it's super exciting to be on here and to be able to have the honor of teaching all of y'all different things and bringing on these fantastic guests on and being able to share all of their knowledge with y'all. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, season finale of season 2, we are changing the structure of Finding the Unicorn in You. So we are going to be implementing a little bit more of solo episodes with me where I'm going to be giving you free life coaching sessions in a sense and focusing on stress and anxiety and how to manage that and how to bring back joy into your life and work life balance. My goal is to be able to really teach you and give you these freebies so you can start implementing these new lessons into your life every single day and help you. And these are tidbits that I wish I had when I was growing up because it would have really helped manage my anxiety at a young age and been able to avoid so many different things such as anxiety attacks to just overall stress management throughout my life. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is still a little cracky and rough because I'm still recovering from being sick last week and I'm trying my best to push through it. It's been a journey definitely, but always take care of yourself as much as possible. But with this, I do want to share a little bit about achievement of mine. I accomplished my first New Year's resolution, which was run a 5K. So on New Year's Day, I actually started off the new year at 7 a.m. by going out and by running a 5K, and I got my little participation medal, which was amazing. I was not first, nor was I last, but I was somewhere in the middle. And it was such an amazing feat just to be able to do something that I never thought I could potentially finish and do. So now I am in my next step with a milestone for this year, training for a 10K. So if you want to follow along in that journey, feel free to go to my Instagram at Raygoza underscore consult, and you can actually see my journey through there. And if you want any tips on what I'm doing as I'm running, I'm more than excited to share with you. I'm learning as I go. If anybody listening is a professional and wants to give me tips, I am more than excited and eager to listen. Feel free to reach out. Going back to the structure of the podcast, we're going to be doing a solo episode with me, and then we're going to be going into 2 or 3 guest unicorn interviews, and then we're going to do a unicorn roundup. We're going to bring people from previous seasons and previous episodes back in a group setting to talk about specific topics that a lot of my clients have been struggling with. And if there's a specific topic that you want to know about, feel free to send me an email or contact me through any of my social media. And I am more than happy to be able to add those topics in the mix. The whole purpose of this podcast is to be able to help the listeners and people around and helping them better their lives and really tap into that unicorn and be the best version that you can. And that's the whole purpose of me doing this. I really do want to be able to listen and help and not just talk for the sake of talking. But it's been such a pleasure being on here, having the privilege of having people listening to me and actually learning from what I have to say. So thank you so much. I do want to talk about one of the biggest things that everybody goes through in January, which is trying to accomplish your goals and trying to be that new year. While that is something that I do want to commend everybody who has set those New Year's resolutions, is trying to be a better version of themselves, there are some things you should be aware of that may stop you and may be a hindrance for your success. One of the biggest things is that January has been classified as one of the saddest months of the year. There are certain factors that influence this classification, such as post-holiday blues, cold weather, the fact that it's getting darker a lot sooner, and the prevalence of seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression, also known as SAD, which is really hard on our mental health. One of a UK psychologist actually mentioned that January 24th specifically is the hardest day of the year for everyone or for most people, especially people struggling with mental health and anxiety and stress.
It tends to be a really hard day for a lot of individuals because like real life kicks in, the holiday vacation mode like starts weaning off, and you're like, wow, I'm going back to a regular routine that I may or may not be happy with. And that's usually the time that people start dropping off their goals. People say, I'm going to go to the gym every day. And then for some reason, they start losing the track. And it's like the middle of the month where people either give up or they stop get, giving as much effort into wanting to commit to that change that they promised. Now, with that, just because it's classified as the saddest month of the year doesn't mean it actually has to be true for you. This is just based on statistics and studies that have been conducted in previous years, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean that, oh wow, this month's gonna suck for me. No, the reason I'm mentioning this is because I want you to be aware that there are going to be some external factors that may influence and may jeopardize some of the goals that you're setting in place. And one thing about goals that you have to understand, and this is something that I consistently tell clients because it comes time and time again, and even with me, I struggle with this sometimes. That just because you stop doing something towards a goal for a day or two doesn't mean that's it. You have to throw it away. Perfection is not something that you can apply towards a goal. If it's something that you're working with, such as losing weight or trying to build a social network or trying to publish a book or open a business, these are things that are in small steps that need to sometimes to take break in between. So if there's a day that you fall off the wagon, it doesn't mean that you need to throw the goal away because now you ruined it. It's more, okay, I failed today or I had a restful day today. So how can I be more productive tomorrow and be able to put myself a little bit like further and not just give up, just learn and adapt from what the failure that you experience at that time or the setback that you experience at that time, and how can you learn to make your life better. For example, let's say that you said you were going to go to the gym 7 days out of the week for at least 30 minutes. Now, this is something that I see very frequently where you want to go every single day at the gym when in prior months you hadn't gone to the gym at all for a whole year. This is a very hard feat to do. And it's a habit that you're trying to ingrain into yourself. So you're setting the bar a little bit high. So you're, in a sense, setting yourself up for failure. So instead, maybe you see, is my goal realistic based on my habits? And is there a smaller goal that we can apply to still reach the main goal? So, like micro goals. So, if the goal is to reach to the point where every day you are going to the gym 7 times a week, then cool. But maybe let's not jump 7 days off the bat. How about we try with 1 day, and then we try once a week. I'm gonna go to the gym, and with our overarching goal that you're gonna reach the 7. And in 2 weeks, once you start hitting the once a week, and you're like, wow, I'm doing this consistently for 2, 3 weeks. Let's try 2 times, and then after a few weeks, let's try three. Incrementally increase the amount of times that you go to the gym. Each time that dopamine rush is going to hit, and you're going to feel good, and those good feelers are going to go all over your body because you're reaching and you're having those small little wins, eventually achieving the 7 days out of the week. And you have to understand that these are habits that you're creating. It's not just a wish, a desire, a want, a need. It's a habit that you want to get into, and habits take work to establish. Scientific studies show that it takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months to establish a habit. 3 to 6 months, not 3 to 6 days, not 3 to 6 hours, 3 to 6 months to fully establish a habit. Habits are really hard to be ingrained and to become into our daily routine because we already have our old habits. So, in order for us to replace one habit to another, it may have a little bit of resistance. And it's all about mental change and physical change as well. So, give yourself a little bit of grace and work on your goals little by little and allow yourself to do that. Now, how does all this take into play with seasonal depression and sad and January being the saddest of the year? For one, recognizing that this is going to impact your mental health because of the time change, especially if you're in the United States. It's getting darker a lot quicker. I'm in Southern California, and it starts getting pitch black by 5 o'clock here, where I love to go on runs in the evenings, and that may not be as conducive anymore or safe for me because it gets pitch black around here like around 5, and most of my tasks and my work and everything gets is around I get done around 5 or 6. So that means that it's going to be very hard for me to go out and one, it's colder, it's dark, I don't know where I'm going, and the safety aspect. So that's going to probably deter my goal for me to be successful with my goal because of that. So, same thing with you. If you have goals that you have in the afternoon, that may be a deterrence because of how dark it is, because of how cold it is. And all of that affects our mental health because naturally we thrive in sunlight, we thrive in light in nature. And if we can't see it, it puts makes us a little bit sad. It makes us a little, turns into that gloomy time, and you can have the similar occurrence when it rains. So when it's rainy and gloomy weather comes in, our body naturally wants to just stay in, stay warm, maybe take a sick day.
And you just want to stay warm, and that's your body's reaction to be able to keep you safe and to avoid danger, but even though there is no danger out there. But with that, you have to be mindful of all of these emotions that your body's going to instinctively try to do. So in order for you to combat all of this things that are going to be going through your head, you need to put yourself out there for success. And a few ways to get out of this funk, of this, like the feels, as I call it, is one, doing some exercise. At least, even if like as little as 5 minutes a day, doing some type of exercise to get your heart pumping can easily reduce your anxiety levels and also help you manage stress and depression and feeling the little sadness in your hands, in your mind. Another thing that helps is more sun exposure, increasing your vitamin D, because that actually helps your body and naturally helps boost up your immune system, helps boost up those endorphins and the good feelers out in your brain to be able to help you feel better. So just 5 minutes of exposure and you can kill two birds with one stone. Go on a 5 minute walk, go on a 15-minute walk. That will increase your exercise level and also increase your vitamin D exposure. If you have limited sunlight, depending on where you're at, then you could always do vitamin D supplements, and that should also help you. But sunlight is free, so why not get exposed to it as much as possible? Another thing is go outside, immerse yourself into nature, go on a picnic, go for a walk around the park, but expose yourself to Mother Nature. And if you are near a body of water, then go take a walk. Studies have shown that the more you are next to a body of water, 20 minutes of you walking by water, hearing water, even feeling water has shown to increase our mood and decrease our stress levels by almost 50%. And something about just water helps make automatically kicks in our brain that it's something that's relaxing. So I like to go to the beach and go for my runs, or I like to just go out there and do some yoga or some laughter yoga by the water to really help increase my mood and to decrease my stress levels. So that's something that you can do to help you as well. Another thing is stay warm. So make sure during these cold times, our body does tend to burn twice as many calories while we're cold. Even though some of us do want to lose weight, it is not an effective way of losing weight if you are not, you're more prone to lower your immune system and get sick. So make sure you wear your sweaters, make sure you wear long pants. And for Californians, I know we want to wear sandals year round, but wear some socks, wear some shoes, and actually try to keep yourself as warm as possible so that you also do not risk yourself of getting sick, especially right now. You're going to be more prone, since for those that haven't been paying attention, COVID cases have been rising and flu and colds have been rising as well. So keep yourself warm, make sure you're eating healthy and you're exercising to improve your immune system. So not only your mental, but also your physical body. Another tip to help you to get through the saddest month of the year is to socialize. I know for our introverts, we don't want to. We rather stay home and we want to be able to enjoy our own company. But statistics have shown that people who are experiencing negative mental health traits do get a boost in their mental health if they just have a person to talk to. And it doesn't mean you have to go to networking events or immerse yourself into a party, but at least have a person you can talk to on the phone, FaceTime, maybe go grab some coffee. This is the time to check. And one of the things that I like to always tell people is always check on your strongest friends and your strongest family members and the strongest person that you know, because this is the time that they also need some comfort and they also need for you to lay a hand on to be able to help them out, because the same things that you're going through, they're also going through.
So even though this is a person that you always rely on, or this is a person that you consider your rock, or if you're that person that consider a rock, then make sure you reach out to someone and just say hi. Just say, hey, how's it going? Can we go catch a cup of coffee? You'll be amazed at the difference that your mental health will experience by just socializing and getting yourself out of your usual environment and just being social with someone. The next thing that I would suggest is making sure that you fall asleep at accurate times of the day. I know some of us are still in the holiday break type of feel, but by regularizing our by normalizing our sleep schedule and getting our recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep, then you actually will increase your mental health and lower your stress levels because it gives your body a state of relaxation, of deep rest during your REM sleep that will allow you to rejuvenate and restart yourself. If you start lacking sleep, your stress levels are going to increase and things are just not going to be fun for you. You're not going to have a good time. So make sure that you get enough sleep and go more on a assertive point of view when it comes to your sleep versus a passive. Some of us tend to just let our lives get controlled by external factors and we go more of a passive state where, oh, I want to get 8 hours of sleep, but I had was watching this show for 3 hours and now it's 2 a.m. Versus if you go more of an assertive state, then you will be like, okay, my heart stop is at 10, which means that by 9 I need to start winding down, so my last episode will be at 8. So you actually plan your life more assertively and you don't let just external factors control your state. So make sure you are consciously thinking about how you're going to plan your day, how you're going to plan your sleep, and take all those little factors that take into consideration and try not to practice, if anything, out of all the New Year's resolutions that I hope that you're doing, the one thing I highly recommend that you add onto your list is stop revenge sleeping and revenge procrastination and sleep, because we want to get as much stuff done during the day, but we can't because we feel like we have all these things. So we try to extend our day by sleeping later and later so we can feel productive or feel like we actually got to rest. But you're hurting your body in the long run. Revenge sleep is not something that is going to help you, and it's only going to hurt you in the long run. So set a hard stop on your day when you want to go to sleep and get the hours of rest that you need. Now, the next thing is stimulate your mind. Try to do things that are going to help you grow, help you expand. So read a new book, try a dancing class, go on YouTube tutorials and teach yourself something new, do a DIY project. Anything that was going to stimulate you and help you grow personally or physically, or develop a new skill is going to help you because you're giving purpose back into your life. You're bringing fun back into your life, and that helps you get out of the kind of sad funk that sometimes we feel. And last but not least, tip number 10 is make sure that you are asking for help if help is needed. If it's getting to the point where you are having negative thoughts on a daily basis and you're just not feeling right in your mind and you just feel like everything is too hard and it's very overwhelming, then seek professional help. Make sure you go to a therapist or a psychiatrist, or if you feel that your symptoms are not to the point where they're that bad, maybe a life coach, or just seek out for help with a friend or a family member and really try to help the symptoms now before it becomes a problem later on in the future. If you really suppress and ignore the little things that happen around your body will take over and will say, I'm going to rest instead. I'm going to force you into this rest state, which can just throw your whole life upside down. So don't wait until something bad happens. Make sure that you do take all of these seriously and be careful this month and future months and really take care of your body. No amount of goals or ambition is worth you deteriorating your body. It's just not worth it. You only have one body, one vessel, and as much as we want to force it to the very end until there's that saying that I'll rest when I die, it's not worth it. You need to take care of yourself. If you want to achieve all the goals that you have in your little book or in your life, in your bucket list, then rest now so you have more time tomorrow. Rest now so that you can have a balance in being able to do that and last the long run. We're running a marathon here. We're not running a sprint. So make sure that you are doing as much as possible to have that endurance in your life. So take the breaks, take the rest, do all these tips that I just mentioned and take care of your mental health state because it is important. Anxiety and stress is something that is no joke and it is going to impact you one way or another. So, if you need help regulating your stress and you want more tips, I am a life coach that's dedicated and that's my specialty. So feel free to reach out to me at raygoza-consulting.com. Shoot me an email, hit me up on any of my social media, and I'm more than happy to help you out and set a plan. I do have a 2 hour free discovery call where we can discuss and make a game plan to be able to handle and tackle all your stress and anxiety. If we feel that you need a higher service, then I will make you referrals to a therapist or a psychiatrist that I know that may be able to help you. And if not, if we do feel that this is a service that is going to benefit you, then we can make a game plan to be able to help to reduce your anxiety, bring purpose back into your life, and create that work life balance that you want so that you can be happy and fulfilled and be that unicorn that you know you can be. So, once again, thank you so much for listening, everyone. I do appreciate everyone who tunes in every week. I hope that you learned something new from all of this. Don't let the January blues and the saddest month of the year get you down. Keep going forward. Use the tips that I mentioned so that you can overcome this obstacle, manage your stress, manage your anxiety, manage the sad feelings that we get, and really focus on making 2024 the year that you're going to accomplish all your goals. Take it one step at a time. Baby steps are better than no steps. And I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, episodes come out every Friday at 7 a.m. And don't forget to leave us that 5-star review and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you for listening to the Finding the Unicorn in You podcast. I truly appreciate you listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and gained valuable insights. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review on your favorite platform. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. Until next time, this is Dr. Jaime Gabriel Raygoza signing off.